All right, everyone, I just want to quickly explain to everyone that there are two ticker symbols that I'm going to share with you guys towards the end of this video. It's not one. So once one of them comes up, there's going to be another one. So stay tuned till the very end because the first ticker symbol is very important coming into this week and the next coming weeks. And the second one is fresh and new, and you definitely want to have this one on your watch list. This is a speculative one, so I want you guys to be aware of that. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on any of these stocks. I'm just here to enlighten you guys and make you guys aware on why you should add these to your radar. So I do a brief explanation towards the end of this video on why you should add that ticker symbol to your watch list. It has an upcoming possible catalyst due to the history of the chart, and then we're going to see why moving forward it's one you definitely want to keep on your watch list. But the second one is at the very end, so stay tuned till the end. And I want you guys to be aware that it's a very speculative stock. So be aware of that as well. Do your research and do your due diligence to make your own rational decisions. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, everyone. Here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we go into everything this chart has for us today and all the information we're going to discuss, I just want to quickly announce that I have a Twitter account now. The link is down below in the description. You can follow me there. And stay tuned till the end of this video because I have a new ticker symbol to share with you guys that has been downgraded by analysis ratings. And no one knows the bottom. We haven't seen the bottom yet, or we could be seeing it as we speak once we pull up the chart. But we want to keep this on our radar moving into next week and the next following weeks because this sector has been pretty hot and there's potential here, but we need to see the analysis ratings could be completely correct, or investor sentiment can rebuttal that, or another analysis can rebuttal that analysis rating, and it could change things around. So we definitely want to keep a close eye on it. So stay tuned for that till the end of this video. So Nano Dimensions. Here we are with some sideways movement after the pullback, and let's go ahead and move our resistance and support to its new location. And I want to quickly announce and share with you guys that ARK Invest has bought more shares. That's a big deal. It's a big deal because we've been watching it. I said that it was going to reach, 4 million when it did. It reached 5. Once I saw it reach 5, and then they did a double position at ARKW and ARKQ. I could see this reaching 10 million shares in total in ARK Investments portfolios. And they're not that far from 10 million now. They've reached 6 on one, and they're about to reach 4 on the other. So big deal. So let's see here. This is all bold statements as always from ARK Invest. So 14th, right? Nano Dimensions, 5,929,437 shares. And here we are on the next day, the 15th, 6,025,782 shares. From one day to the other, they went up almost 100,000 shares, about 94,000 shares. What a jump. And they've reached 6 million. I think that if they just keep on being this bold and bullish, they're just going to keep on loading up. I mean, look at the ratio of 6 million to every other stock. The only one that they have about half the amount is right here at Kratos Defense Security. This is a big deal. Big deal. And I'll never forget when Nano Dimensions was down here in this chart of list of ticker symbols. And look where it's at now. Now, for ARKW, it's still at the bottom of the list. And I see potential here that what ARK Invest is doing is adding this to this list for a reason. And I see it reaching the top 25, the top 20, probably the top 15 in the future, because that's their goal, to keep on loading up. And they see way more value than the average investors or even the average institutions. I mean, they've been so bold and they own 10 million in total. That's a big statement to just think about. Now, something that I found very interesting here is how they have a Bitcoin trust in this list. And look how much they have invested in it. They're pretty bullish on Bitcoin as well. That's pretty interesting. But for Nano Dimensions to be here, next generation ETF, I mean, it's probably the boldest statement. Let's say they didn't even have an RQ. They just had this. It says a lot about Nano Dimensions, because anything that gets added to this list are disruptive companies or dominating companies according to ARK Invest, analysis and their perspective on the company, that they are the ones leading in their sector. And I mean, just look at the list. I always say that if you're a first-time viewer, just look at that list. Everyone here is pretty disruptive, changing the way things are done in their sector or their market. So Nano Dimensions here was at 3,931,667 shares. And the next day, on the 15th, there is 3,946,765 shares. When you look at the difference, right, it's not a lot, but it changed. It changed a bit. It went from 931 to 46, excuse me. So they don't change much here. They just do a few thousand. But when you do the math from 94 in the other one plus 15 here, I mean, they added over 100,000 shares to both of their ETFs in just one day. I mean, they just keep on loading up hundreds of thousands of shares per day. Wherever the stock is at, they just keep on going. These are some big statements, and every offering, Nano Dimensions is being added to ARK Invest ETF in large amounts. Big stuff. I look forward to seeing what your guys' thoughts are on that, and how you guys feel about Nano Dimensions moving forward. So the 50-day moving average is 1044. And as long as we're below that, we're in bearish territory. The moment we're above it, we're in bullish territory. Now, our support level here is 1027. If that gets crossed, the bears are starting to get domination over the chart, and they could start to pull this down even further. And we want to keep in mind the lowest point reached here was 989, and that's probably one of the most important support levels. If 1027 gets broken through, we want to see how it reacts, how quickly is it moving down, and pulling away from the 50-day moving average. Super, super important. Now, the first resistance level in bullish territory is 1057. If that gets crossed, the bulls are starting to gain leverage, but they need to pull further away from that to reach newer highs. And their next true resistance level is this very volatile candlestick, and that is up here at 1094. That's their next goal if they break through 1057 to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. And in the long term, weeks from now or a month from now, 1144 is a pretty important resistance level moving forward. Now, if the volatility gets pretty high and it can break through that in a few days, that's definitely one you want to keep in mind. But I would say keep that one in mind weeks or a month from now on your radar of resistance levels moving forward. Now, the stock is pretty much just in a bullish trajectory. I mean, we're seeing here ups and downs and so forth, but man, this just keeps moving upwards after offering, and ARK Invest just continues to load up on shares. I mean, that's the boldest statement I could go ahead and see and say about this. Like, so bold from ARK Invest, and where they have it in next generation, they have it in RQ, and I mean, they have almost 10 million combined now. That's a big deal. So for those of you, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're a first-time viewer and investor coming across this channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell and share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. For those of you that have stayed till the end of this video, I'm about to share with you guys the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list. Super, super important to watch carefully because it's been pulled down by analysis ratings. So stay tuned for that information. So for those of you that have stayed till the end of this video, I'm going to share with you guys the new ticker symbol that you want to add to your watch list. You definitely want to have this one on your radar because analysis ratings have pulled it down, and they could be completely correct or incorrect. Or even while being correct, investor sentiment can reverse that and take it in the other direction. Now we're going to look at the chart in just a moment, but that ticker symbol that I'm about to share is FCEL, Fuel Cell Energy Inc. I don't know if you guys already have heard about it or if you've came across it at some point, but you definitely want to have this on your radar and keep it on your watch list. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to enlighten you guys on a ticker symbol that's being pulled down. We don't know the bottom. No one knows the bottom, but there could be opportunity here because this sector is pretty hot and growing. Now, let's go ahead and put fuel cells chart. So it reached a high here of about $20.95, almost $21. We're already down to $15.97. Now, when you look at this, it's being pulled down and it's kind of moving sideways here. So we want to see going into this week, will it be pulled down even more? And there's several different support levels to look at. So I want every single investor to be aware of the fact that I do daily chart analysis on fuel cell. So if you want to follow that, you can as well to see what's going on. But right now, you can definitely see the drastic change. And this could be an opportunity or the analysis rating could be correct. So there's two ways it could change. Investor sentiment is bullish. And even though that analysis rating exists, they're completely ignoring it and pull this right back up. Or another analysis comes to rebuttal it. But we're going to have to see how it continues. Now, I want you guys to see fuel cell, how it's reacting. Now, one of its competitors or another one in its sector doing something similar has had a similar pullback as well. I'm not sure if analysis ratings have been done on this one that's pulling it down, or it's just overall the sector itself. So you guys want to keep that in mind. A lot of people compare fuel cell to Plug Power. There's been a slight pullback. I mean, this reached highs here of 73. We're at $60. This reached highs here of 21. We're at like almost $16. So $5 less, and the other one's down about 10. So we want to watch it closely. We want to keep this in mind. And you can also look at Plug Power, see how it's doing. They are not directly correlated. They could possibly be indirectly correlated in some way, but we want to focus in on fuel cell. That is the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list. Keep it on your radar and keep it in mind moving forward to see how it plays out, because analysis ratings are pulling this down. Now, this could continue in the downward trend. We don't know the bottom yet, but we want to see if there's any catalyst that brings it back up to consolidate, or will it consolidate here till the next catalyst to start to run again, because investor sentiment is pretty bullish on this, but we're seeing some of it pull back already. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. So for those of you that have stayed to this point, I want to say thank you, because I know that some of you guys have probably already seen the fuel cell information in the previous videos. But since today the market was closed, I want every single investor to be aware of that going into this week and the next coming week. Now, the ticker symbol I have for you guys today is DGLY, Digital Alley Inc. And I have the chart pulled up because I want to show you guys why I believe this is a very important stock moving into this week. It's a speculative stock, so I want you guys to be aware of that. But there is a correlation here, whether it's indirect or direct, on specific dates that the stock moved up. And I believe that if you put the dates together with the date that's coming up, there's going to be some similar move. Now, it doesn't guarantee it, but it's showing that. So we want to pay close attention to this, and you definitely want to do your research and due diligence. And I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold, but I am here to enlighten everyone on the information on why this stock should be added to your watch list, and you should watch it closely, keeping it close on your radar. So the first catalyst was here that I see, which is in the most recent months, and it was from October 30th to the November 2nd, and then kind of holding itself up on November 3rd. That was election day, first run. Now it kind of just hung out sideways, kind of hung out in this area, going up and down. And the next run was leading into the 6th. So you could see the anticipation already forming since the 31st. It ran up. It dipped a little bit on the 6th, and then it ran up to these highs all the way up here at 398. And went down from 260 all the way down up to 398, almost $4. That was about a whole dollar and like 30 cents, 40 cents. if you go ahead and do the math. Interesting enough, this is election day. January 6th is the date that the Electoral College was going to announce the official winner and then who was going to get inaugurated. We could see it dip quickly. It dipped down, ran up. It's consolidating right now. We want to see how this is going to play out tomorrow the 19th, which should continue the consolidation. And we want to see how it's going to react on the 20th. Now, history doesn't tend to guarantee or repeat itself every time, but I'm showing you guys my reasoning behind why this is a stock you definitely want to add to your watch list going into this week. Wednesday should be the catalyst for us to see this move up. That's inauguration day. When you put all 3 days together, they have a direct correlation leading into inauguration day. They all have a compound effect. What happened here then makes the decision that happens here, and what happens here is going to lead on to what's going to happen here. So these 2 days are showing me that inauguration may be the next catalyst. Now, it's not guaranteed, but we want to watch this. We want to learn from this, and we want to pay close attention to how this stock is reacting leading into the 20th. Now, it's a big run here on the 6th, so I want you guys to know how speculative this stock is. It ran up and it fell down. It ran up, held itself up, and within one more day, it fell. So this is a very speculative stock. I want every single investor to be aware of that. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any position on DGLY, Digital Alley Inc. I'm just here to enlighten you guys and make you guys aware of a stock that I believe is going to have another catalyst run, right? Because of what these dates entail, how they directly or indirectly correlate to how the chart reacted, and how the next day that has a correlation with this date and this date, which is inauguration, is going to possibly make this run. Now, it's not guaranteed, but we want to watch this closely. I hope that with these videos, you guys are learning with this information. I hope to see your guys' reaction. What are your thoughts on DGLY, Digital Alley Inc.? And thank you guys so much for watching. Share this with your friends and community. And as always, let's make some money.